Coming to you live this evening from Tressel Field inside the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's time for the Baldwin Wallace University women's soccer team action. This evening, BW hosts crosstown rivals Case Western Reserve University in a non-conference clash. Thanks for joining us this evening for this broadcast. I'm Dario Bathley, and I'm joined by Dre Showers.
Good to be here tonight. Looking forward to a good game between the BW Lady Yellow Jackets and the Lady Spartans of Case Western.
All right, sorry for that brief interruption, but we should have a good broadcast on slate here for you this evening. The game is looking to kick off in about 8 minutes. The Yellow Jackets enter tonight's game with a record of 3-1-2 overall, after being defeated by the undefeated team Denison 2-0 last Sunday afternoon. The Spartans come into the match with a record of 2-0-2 after finishing in a 1-1 tie against Wittenberg University on Saturday afternoon. BW is led here today by head coach Reed Ayers, and he is ably assisted by Jim Watchkin, Louis Rocco, and Chris Kraft, and also the student coach Miranda Bennett. The Allegheny Lady Spartans are led by head coach Tiffany Crooks and her assistants Eric Lapsansky, Julian Jeffrey, and Kendra Simmons.
And tonight, Dario, a few players to look out for on our side, the BW Women's Lady Yellow Jackets side. I'm looking at Audrey Rolfe, senior out of Darby High School in Hilliard. She has 3 goals on the year, and 2 of those goals have been game winners. So I'm looking for her to have a good performance tonight, as well as Emily Talmadge out of Fairview, Pennsylvania, in the goal. She has an 88% save percentage, and that's going to be big against a ladies Case Western Reserve Spartans team who players across the board with evenly distributed goals on the season, but on their defense, and that's also led by Lauren Wichman, senior out of Westlake, Ohio. She has been the anchor in that defensive backfield, and tonight the Lady Yellow Jackets have to look for a way to break down that defense and get some goals on the board.
Yes, Emily Talmadge, the goalkeeper from Fairview, Pennsylvania. In her senior year here, she has forged herself out a good reputation as one of the best shot stoppers in the OAC. And I'm interested to see what her performance is like tonight. But as you said, BW has been known as a defensive team this year, somewhat of a defensive unit, a very good defensive unit actually. So it's interesting to see how many shots she actually has to face tonight.
Yes.
But I'm sure the Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans will be putting their best foot forward here, and we'll have a good game on our hands. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have the starting lineups. You're listening to BW Women's Soccer on bwyellowjackets.com. think about here. And as the starters are being announced on the field. First, starters for the visiting Case Western Reserve. In goal, number 01, Megan Rommelfanger, senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Number 3, Amy Lindberg, a junior from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Number 7, Emily Dickens, a freshman from Naperville, Illinois. Number 8, Meredith Shea, a senior from Groton, Massachusetts. Number 13, Lauren Wickham, a senior from Westlake, Ohio. Number 15, Christine Brindle, a junior from Orchard Park, New York. Number 20, Nehi Chimalavagu, a sophomore from Mountain View, California. Number 22, Alexa Williams, a junior from Manor, Pennsylvania. Number 23, Madeline Polifrone, a junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Number 24, Madeline Harris, a sophomore from Plainfield, Illinois. And number 29, Ellie Zadani, a sophomore from Glencoe, Illinois. And now your BW Lady Yellow Jackets. In goal, number 1, senior Emily Talmadge from Fairview, Pennsylvania. Number 8, Junior, Courtney Schutz from Mentor, Ohio. Number 11, freshman, Rachel Bender from Massillon, Ohio. Number 13, a senior, Audrey Wolf from Hilliard, Ohio. Number 14, Kelly Go, a junior from Hudson, Ohio. Number 15, Alex Elliott, a sophomore from Blacklick, Ohio. Number 19, Anna Poptic, a sophomore from Dublin, Ohio. Number 22, Katie Tucker, a senior from Mason, Ohio. Number 23, Kristen Lee, a junior from Westerville, Ohio. And number 33, Ali Lakey, a junior from Cincinnati. As before mentioned, BW is led by 14th season coach Reed Ayers, and he is assisted by Jim Watkin, Louis Rocco, and Chris Kraft.
We'll be right back after this brief break for the national anthem now. But when we return, the game will begin here at George Finnie Stadium. You're listening to BW Women Yellow Jackets Soccer here on bwyellowjackets.com.
And we are back here at Tressel Field within the George Finnie Stadium as we await kickoff here between the Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets and the Case Western Reserve University Spartans.
And if you're just joining us, keys to the game, Case Western Reserve University has to still play that outstanding defense that has led them to an undefeated record thus far in this season, led by, once again, Lauren Witchman, senior out of Westlake, Ohio. BW looks to get past that defense and get goals on the board as often and as possible as they could. And then, looking on our side, I said Emily Talmadge in goal is going to be a key player this evening for the BW Lady Yellow Jackets with an 88.9% save percentage and 32 saves on the year. And also forward Audrey Wolf out of Darby High School in Hilliard has 3 goals on the year and looks to make a big impact in this game today.
Yes, and I look forward to a good game from both these teams. Still a little bit early in the season, still in that feel-out period, but I think they both will be looking to get a win to boost their morale going into conference play here soon. So, the stage is set for what should be a good encounter. Some quick exchanges of possession here in BW's attacking third. BW seem to be going at the goal pretty early here, not even giving themselves a chance to maybe feel out the Case Western team a little bit more.
And I kind of suspected that because, like I said before, Case Western Reserve does rely on their defense. The goals are evenly distributed amongst their women. However, BW is looking to attack early on and make that impact play to get the ball rolling.
A beautiful day for soccer here in Berea, Ohio. Sun is shining. Some of the best weather we've probably had all year.
Absolutely. And you've got to look forward to the remainder of the year with this weather because it's not going to be
Oh,
around much
BW
longer.
with a quick attack here as they go into the box. Anapoptic loses out. Courtney shoots with a shot. Easily picked up by the Case Western Reserve goalkeeper. But at least it's a sign of intent that they plan to get some early shots off here and at least test the goalkeeper.
It's sophomore defenseman Ali Zadina kind of got tripped up there, giving Schutz the opportunity to strike quickly, but unfortunately it wasn't good enough to get past the goalkeeper.
Case Western Reserve now on their first real purposeful attack as the ball goes into the box, but taken by senior goalkeeper Emily Talmadge. Case Western Reserve still on the attack here. Pass attempted by Madeline Harris. Easily cut out by Kelly Go. Rachel Bender showing a bit of her skill there in the midfield and looking for Audrey Wolf here on this right flank. A wasteful first touch by Audrey, but at least the ball is showing more on her side of the field. As we mentioned, she is one of BW's key players, and she'll be looking to get involved before she grows frustrated with her opportunities. Yeah. And here she is with the ball again.
And like you said, with opportunities, it's all about setting them up. They're on the attack early, but maybe they got to play a little bit more reserved and look for those chances later on. Just for now, just keep the game at a steady pace, the tempo they want to play, and the opportunities will certainly come.
True, I think BW needs to maybe be a little bit more patient. They look a little bit on the attack. They look a little bit too much. They're showing too attacking purpose here in the opening encounters.
And this is a BW women's team who is coming off a loss to Denison on 2-0 on Sunday afternoon, bringing their record to 3-1-2. So I think they're looking to bounce back quickly and get a win to continue on with the success they've had early on this season.
And we've been talking about the defense of the women, but BW is very able in defense. 22 Caddy Tucker and number 14 Kelly, the senior and the junior respectively, both grown into their roles over the years they've been here at BW.
Yeah, it would be nice to see an impact game from them as well. And early on, you can see that both defenses are standing strong, and opportunities are far and few between, early on. But as these teams wear down, I think that's when we're gonna start seeing a lot of things open up for both teams.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Ball with Lauren Heyman, BW. Throw in for BW here at about midfield. Defensive error by Caddy Tucker. Releases number 24 of Case Western, who has a shot, and it's saved by Emily Talmadge. Number 24, Madeline Harris, with some good work, strong play to make her way into the box and get a what looked like a good opportunity to shoot at Emily Talmadge, but Emily Talmadge with the work that she does ever so well.
And that's what she does early on, as we can see. You know, she looks poised, she looks ready to go, and she makes a routine save for the BW Lady Yellow Jackets.
Case Western Reserve with a nice bit of possession here. Lauren Heyman puts that to an end. Case Western still have possession here in the midfield. Case Western not showing much purpose early on. I'm not exactly sure what their game plan may be for tonight. They seem to just be passing the ball sideways at the moment.
Yeah, I think, they're playing really reserved, no pun intended. The ladies out there.
That was a good one.
So maybe you could say it was intended, but anyway, the ladies out there, really reserved, like I said, and I think they're gonna.
Ooh, good ball here by Courtney Schutz to put Rachel Bender in, and she makes a pass to Audrey Wolf, who's unable to get the ball from under her feet. But Alex Elliott regains possession in the corner here for BW. And gains a corner.
And that was nice how she set up the corner there, just tapping the ball right off of number 23, I believe.
Yeah, she knew what she wanted out of that play, and she got exactly that. Short corner by Courtney Schutz to Lauren Heyman. And BW have a throw-in deep in the Case Western Reserve area, third of the field.
And this is where they want to put the pressure on. Oh.
Sorry, that was a Case Western throw-in, and they're looking to break here. Good defense by Lauren Heyman, the sophomore, who had a pretty good season last season. She played in majority of the contests and earned her right as a starter this season.
Absolutely. And she looks to build off the success that she had.
Here she is looking to usher the ball out. And she does so successfully as BW have a goal kick. Rachel Bender with a nice touch there to Allie Lakey, who finds Courtney Schutz. Looking to go forward. BW playing with a lot of purpose here in these first 9 minutes or so of the game. Looking to get in behind Case Western at any opportunity.
Absolutely. I think the BW Lady Yellow Jackets, like I said before, coming off a loss, really are looking for a win. I don't even know if they'll be satisfied with a draw this evening, which is why we're seeing the pressure early on, and we'll probably continue to see it as the game moves forward.
I'm looking for a little bit more intensity from Case as the game moves forward and they really figure what BW's game plan is. I would imagine that with BW running the way that they are this early on, that Case Western Reserve may be looking to take advantage of a fitness wall that they may hit sometime here in the first half.
And that's absolutely right, and that's also something that the Lady Yellow Jackets need to be careful of, because if they get a breakaway, then it makes Emily Talmadge's game a little bit hard, even though they can rely on her to make almost any save that comes her way.
Yes, as we know, that she's very able in goal, but any goalkeeper bombarded with chances will have a problem. And here she is, comes up with another save as she pulls that one out there.
She looks very comfortable out there. Obviously, she's a senior. 3 letters.
Yeah, she's been here before.
She's been here. She's not worried at all.
As she gobbles up another weak shot by Case Western's Amy Lindbergh, the midfielder from Farmington Hills, Michigan. Good save by Emily Talmadge.
Beautiful save.
And she's up immediately to hop so that there's no rebound. Wonderful goalkeeping here by Emily Talmadge.
And number 7, Emily Dickens of the Case West, or Lady Spartans, I should say, had a great opportunity there. It almost looked as if, she would have hit it slightly more to the right. That was easily going in. But Emily Talmadge, again, we can't speak of her enough. Great save, and keeps it at zeros on the board in this one.
Yeah, Emily Talmadge really living up to her reputation here early on. Kelly go with possession. Weak shot by Alex Elliott of the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Easily handled by the goalkeeper. She clears now. And it's Lauren Heyman who seems to be doing a lot of attacking on this right side of the field. Showing some real confidence in the center backs here as Katie Tucker gives it away on half line but is able to recover quickly. Emily Talmadge watches that one go wide of her left post.
And number 2 of the Lady Spartans, Alexa Williams, looking to get something here on the board. A little bit of a desperation shot in my opinion, but it, like you said.
Yeah, the Lady Spartans have been trying to get something going on the offensive end. Not too much success as of yet, but I mean at least they're getting in those positions where it feels like a shot should be taken on. So,
and I think that's what the Lady Spartans do. They look for those opportunities, they look for the right position, and that's when they're going to strike. There's not a standout this year thus far as far as goals are concerned. They don't stack them up a lot, but they are undefeated for a reason. And with that being said, they just got to continue to look for those opportunities that they have taken advantage of in their wins and ties this season.
Good defensive work by Kristen Lee there as the ball goes out for Case Western Lady Spartans throw-in. Game getting a little rough as I think a foul is blown. Oh no, it's just a throw in. My apologies.
I could see it getting that way given the fact that the Lady Spartans haven't had success on the offense early on. I know it could get a bit frustrating out there. Maybe there wasn't a particular play where that happened yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, and that just means both teams got to hold their composure. I'm sure BW right now feels fine with how they're moving the ball in this one.
As you mentioned, BW's good movement and passing early on here, it seems to be breaking down for them a little bit as they attempt to recompose themselves and get some more attacking chances here in the first half. As you see, Audrey Wolf just making these runs across that back line. She's coming from the right, but really running the width of the field, looking to get her foot on the ball and get something going offensively for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. It's been a game much played at midfield with a lot of possession changes.
Yes, and that's what the Lady Yellow Jackets want to do. They want to set Audrey up for those situations where she can get into the box and get a good shot on goal because she is their best foot. And with that, you know, she's just got to keep what she's doing. She's moving well. The opportunity, when it does present itself, should be good ones. But also good defense played so far by the Lady Spartans.
Yes, even with the lack of attacking threat from both teams here, it is clear to see that both teams are very confident in their defending. As a good tackle there by Kelly Go in the box to take the ball off the number 7 Emily Dickens, freshman from Naperville, Illinois.
And that's the second time Emily Dickens has gotten to the box like that already. I think the Lady Yellow Jackets need to watch out for her as well.
Wayward shot by Amy Lindberg as Emily Talmadge watches that one go wide also. Emily Talmadge has been the busier of both goalkeepers actually in the first almost 20 minutes now that we've had here.
You're absolutely
but
right.
at the same time, she looks unbothered.
And very true. And yeah, we talked about the Lady Spartans' lack of offense. However, yeah, they've been getting, well, especially with Emily Dickens getting into the box twice now, they have been putting the pressure on from time to time here with 26 minutes and 55 seconds to go in this first half. But like you said, Emily Talmadge looks unbothered, almost as if it's routine, and she's getting the job done so far.
No doubt about that. Ball falls here to Courtney Schutz at the edge of the box, but it's cleared.
And I think Courtney Schutz right there just took her time, took a little bit too much time there. I think she should have got a foot on the ball and at least attempted a strike. But BW is still in their box.
Crossed by Audrey Wolf, cleared by Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans. Attempted through ball for the Case Western Reserve Spartans, but once again, Emily Talmadge with some confident and skillful goalkeeping as she exits her box to clear her lines.
And number 24 of the Lady Spartans, Madeline Harris, had a really good opportunity. She was basically one-on-one with Talmadge, but again, Talmadge.
Yeah, intelligent goalkeeping there. Stuff you see from the pros as she comes out and
Absolutely
judges that ball perfectly.
She can do it all.
As we have a substitution here. Number 24, Madeline Harris, exits the pitch as Marley Prapros, the junior, number 25, enters. Anapoptic. Looked like an attempted shot, but Alex Elliott attempts to bring it down, but is adjudged to have been offside by the assistant referee. BW seems to have some substitutions about to be made here. And yes, as BW makes 3 substitutions with Ali Lakey, Courtney Schutz, and Audrey Wolf exiting the pitch, making way for Casey Weichman, Corey Miller, and the freshman from Powell, Ohio, Katie Kill. Fresh legs just trying to work themselves. Fresh legs just trying to work themselves into the game here. A few bad passes in the midfield area. As Case Western Reserve makes another substitution. I think it's safe to say that BW has had the upper hand in the first 25 minutes here, but it's not definite. It's not. There's no clear. There's no clear dominating factors within this game. I not really seeing much going forward from either team in terms of genuine attacks. It's more half chances and maybe some getting in some good situations but not capitalizing. So I'm looking to see the tempo picked up to maybe even another notch now, especially on the attacking front.
Yeah, and I think we'll see more of that as the time winds down in this first half, and then more so in the second half if the score remains 0-0 at half, because both these teams looking to get a win, like we said before. I don't think a tie is going to settle it or do them well, so definitely looking for some big attacks later on in this game.
Yeah, I think with these early preseason games that you always want to try to get a win. You know, you want to put your best foot forward and see what you can do instead of trying to maintain. You know, there's not really a table to look at. I mean, there is your record, but there's not really a table to look at and say, you know, any team is better than any. So you want to put your best foot forward and earn yourself that right later on in the season.
Absolutely. And today's Yellow Jackets women's soccer game is being brought to you by Domino's Pizza in Berea and throughout the greater Cleveland area. After today's game, call Berea Domino's at 891-0030 or go online at www.domino's.com and order your post-game meal now.
Dominoes. The college students listening should know a thing or two about that.
That's absolutely right. I have to restrain myself from getting a daily, given the options that we have.
I'm glad you
But
share
that's
my.
just my
I'm glad you
opinion.
share my struggle. Case Western Reserve on the attack here into BW's area. BW clears Caddy Tucker with some good defensive work. Just being that extra body to get herself in the way of the shot. As Rachel Bender looks to break and wins the throw in.
Getting a little physical out there, as it should, with the time winding down.
Yeah, it is getting a little bit chippy with the last 17 minutes here in the first half. I think both teams get that sense that they would like to go into the half with a numerical advantage on the board. So I think both teams are trying to get a goal here. Case Western Reserve once again on the attack here. Well defended by Corey Miller. And I wouldn't say it's been a boring game this evening, but it's a game that has been played with a lot of turnovers, a lot of possession change in the midfield area.
Yeah, you just got to credit that to both teams trying to get the intensity up in this one.
Well, I think that just makes it clear that the keys to tonight's game is probably for both coaches to win that midfield battle,
Yes.
Once you win that midfield battle, then you have an automatic advantage going forward and on defense. So maybe that's what we're seeing, the culmination of a good midfield fight, a lot of effort from all 5 players in there, as BW are playing with 3 midfielders and Case Western are playing with 2, if I'm judging correctly. Substitution for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets as number 15 Alex Elliott exits the field and makes way for number 18 Cheryl Bell. Getting good individual battles all over the field here, as these two teams seem to be very evenly matched here in the first half. BW are managing to increase the number of passes that they're having per possession here, which is a good sign, showing that they're somewhat gaining control of the game.
Yes, indeed. The ball movement is looking really good right now. Just very controlled possessions, like you said. Looking for something to open up.
Case Western Reserve comes clear, but Kelly Go picks it up at midfield.
And I like how the women's BW Yellow Jackets have played thus far. They're playing very patient. They don't look rattled. And that's big, especially in a game like this against an undefeated Case Western Lady Spartan team. Excuse me.
Yes, and it's had to question Case Western's resolve, as they have been scored on very little times, and as we can see, have never lost a game this season, of course. Another potential impact player for the BW Yellow Jackets has entered the field. Looks like I didn't hear the announcement, but from my observation, it looks like she came on for Rachel Bender, and that's number 5, Kelsey Nemeth, replacing number 11, Rachel Bender. I can confirm as I see her getting a drink of water on the sidelines. And Kelsey has 1 goal on the season. Kelsey has 1 goal on the season and is a senior midfielder forward, always a good threat going forward. And she packs a shot, so we'll see how her involvement plays out for the rest of this first half and maybe in the second.
It would be nice for the Lady Yellow Jackets to get her much involved, like you said. Powerful foot can definitely make a difference in this game.
Caddy Tucker once again with a strong defensive display. But the Yellow Jackets are immediately under pressure once again. Kelly Go controls the ball in the box. BW's break cut short by good defensive work from Melanie Kukura.
And under 10 minutes left to go in this half. What do you suspect happens now? What should both teams do for the remainder of this half?
In my opinion, both teams should go at each other's neck. I think the team should try to get a goal because going into halftime with the 1-0 advantage is a huge. Well, it's a good score in the first place because, as you know, soccer scores stay low, but it's also a huge psychological advantage. It kind of shows that you won the first period of play, so they have to come and do something to beat you in the second half. It's kind of one of those you have to dethrone the king to be the king type of situations. So I think both teams will look to attack as we see Case Western here at the edge of BW's box. They conjure a shot, but it's easily gathered by Emily Talmadge, who has been a stalwart in the BW goal.
Yeah, I'm not worried at all when it comes her way. So far, she's shown that she too isn't worried.
Good defense there by Neha Chimalavagu from Mountain View, California, the sophomore, putting the ball out for a throw in for BW.
Yeah, taking that opportunity away from Cheryl Bell to get the ball on the run and try to get a score late in this half.
Another nice exchange by Baldwin Wallace Lady Yellow Jackets, but when they get in and around that 18-yard box, they seem to not be able to go any further. As a substitution is made here, Kristen Bell. Kristen Lee makes way for Baldwin Wallace's number 9, Jenny Burdick, the sophomore.
And you would think putting fresh legs in at this point obviously means they're looking to go up on the board with 6 minutes and 33 seconds to go in this first half of play.
I think that's exactly what BW's veteran coach Reed Ayers is looking to do. Put a little bit of pressure on the Case Western defense before this half ends. Try to force a goal out of them. Play call back for offsides.
Case Western Lady Spartans themselves looking to put the pressure on with 5 minutes to go in this second half. However, the Lady Yellow Jackets defense held up once again.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think both teams will be looking for a goal here in the late in the last 5 minutes of the half. As Case Western Reserve gets a good shot on target there, but once again saved by Emily Talmadge and the offside call on the follow-up.
I thought for sure that was going to be the moment where Emily Talmadge gave up the first goal of the game. However, two great saves on that play.
Yeah, she
Real
was
heads up.
about 4 yards from goal. I thought for sure she was going to place it past the goalkeeper, but Emily Talmadge once again.
And that's an opportunity the Lady Spartans desperately would want back. That was the perfect opportunity to go up 1-0 in this game. But like we said all game, and my key player of the game, Emily Talmadge, doing what she does best.
Yep, definitely living up to the hype here tonight is Emily Talmadge. Attempted cross there by Cheryl Bell as it just hits the wrong side of the goal netting. Lady Spartans seem eager to get the ball back into play here, seeming to indicate that they are looking to get something out of this first half.
And you can see the Lady Yellow Jackets putting even more pressure on as the clock approaches 0. We got about a minute and 38 seconds left here in the first half. And right now would be the time to really turn it up and try to get that, what you would call, numerical advantage going into the half.
As Anna Poptic wins the ball here at midfield and looks to play a ball through to Katie Kill, but it's unsuccessful as BW look to rebuild their attack here. As Anna Poptic once again losing out. I think with the introduction of Jenny Burdick, that we've seen Anna Poptic grow into a more attacking role that I think she is used to. I remember coming to the games last season, she was a player that would give them that spark, along with Alex Elliott, who we saw take an early leave here in this first half. So hopefully we can see that previously fruitful combination in the second half as they look to go ahead and win this game here tonight at George Finnie Stadium.
And you're definitely right. That would be very helpful for a Yellow Jackets ladies squad who definitely could use the help against a very stout defense of the Lady Spartans of Case Western.
And the whistle goes for halftime here at Tressel Field within the George Finnie Stadium. And it's your Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets 0, Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans 0. We'll be back shortly to cover the second half for you. Thanks for listening.
Welcome back to BW Women's Soccer here on bwyellowjackets.com. Today's Yellow Jacket Women's Soccer game is being brought to you by Integrity Realty Corporation. Find locations to choose from in the Berea area, including 2 right near campus. Give us a call at 440-826-1812 or visit us online at www.mybereaapartment.com. We have a 0-0 score here at Tressel Field in George Finnie Stadium. Both teams looking really good early on, putting the pressure on, playing reserve towards the middle and through the end of the first half. However, we have to look at a few of the standouts already. And on our side, the BW Lady Yellow Jackets, Emily Talmadge, goalie out of Fairview, Pennsylvania, already with 5 saves in this game. So she is definitely doing her part for the Lady Yellow Jackets. And on the opposing side, goalkeeper Megan Rommelfanger has 2 saves herself. The 2 opportunities that Courtney Schutz and Alex Elliott of the Lady Yellow Jackets had were both stopped by Rommelfanger. So they look to open up with more opportunities in this one, probably right out of the gate. As we saw in the first half when the game first started, the Lady Yellow Jackets especially put the pressure on in the beginning. And then we also saw early on in the opposing side for the Lady Spartans, number 7, Emily Dickens, get into the box twice and strike fear into the BW defense and Emily Talmadge early on with some beautiful opportunities. However, again, Emily Talmadge made some very nice saves in the box, and that is why we sit at 0-0 in this game. And with about 2 minutes and 34 seconds left until the second half starts, we're going to take a little break and then bring you back to the action once the second half begins. You're listening to BW Women's Soccer on bwyellowjackets.com. Welcome back to BW Women's Soccer here on bwyellowjackets.com. The game is also being brought to you by the Hoffman Group. For all of your insurance and risk management needs, located throughout Northeast Ohio to serve you better. For all of your time insurance needs, please call the Hoffman Group. As we get set for the second half, both teams standing strong on a defensive side, coming into the second half with a 0-0 score. So hopefully both teams look to open it up in this second half. The Lady Spartans will start with the possession. Lady Spartans held possession early on, going back and forth now, but back into the possession of the Lady Spartans as they go down the field. And a whistle was blown.
And it would seem as though the message from the Lady Spartans coach for this second half was attack, attack, attack. Because the Lady Spartans have come out with a rejuvenated energy.
Yes.
And they're looking very positive going forward.
Absolutely. And that's kind of what I said at half, because both these teams now, with a 0-0 score, both look for...
Oh, BW look to break here. Rachel Bender loses out as Kristen Lee regains possession and takes a shot. Whew, somewhat weak, but looks like it almost creeped through the goalkeeper's palms.
As I was saying, yeah, both teams looking to open it up and get something going early on in this half. But both teams still look very strong on the defensive sides as we break into this half.
Yeah, and something we saw last night in the guys' game against Allegheny. Both teams really relying on defense to take them through. But I think it's a good tactic because, I mean, if you don't get scored on, you can't lose. You know, there's
Absolutely.
I mean, although there's always the flip side of the coin that if you don't score, you can't win. But yeah, I think good tactics being employed here by both teams just to make sure they're sure at the back and then look for the goal on the fly.
And a foul against the Lady Spartans will result in a free kick.
Ball swivels off Kristen Lee's boot there for a throw in to the Case Western Reserve ladies deep in the Baldwin Wallace half here as they look to get something going. Attempted cross by the number 3. Amy Lindberg goes out for a goal kick. And BW look to get something going forward now.
And much like the first half, they're attacking very strongly, opening it up.
And as I alluded to in the first half, Anna Poptic entering the second half in a more attacking role. Although they haven't packed that 1-2 punch that I spoke of with herself and Alex Elliott, as Alex Elliott starts the second half on the bench.
But that's honestly something that you could see perhaps later on in this game. And with that being 0-0, and if it remains that way, that duo that you speak of.
Ooh, neat footwork there by Madeline Harris as she puts the ball into the box, but it's ably cleared by the BW defense. Audrey Wolf still trying to wrestle her way into the game here. Just seemed to be the theme when she's been on the pitch. But I mean, she's seen the ball as much as anyone else. It's just that type of game.
Yes, like we said, the Lady Spartans defense was going to be a tough matchup today, not only for her but the rest of the Lady Yellow Jackets. But she still remains aggressive out there, and you never know when the opportunity is going to open up for her to take a strike and perhaps score.
Cheryl Bell puts the ball out of play for a goal kick to the Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans. That ball almost broke favorably there for Mackenzie Best, senior from Grove City.
But you saw Emily Talmadge again there, making a wise play, stepping out of the box to scoop that one up and prevent any opportunity for a score.
Yeah, very intelligent goalkeeping by Emily Talmadge here, along with some raw shot saving abilities that we've seen. She's having an all around great game tonight, and I would say is the standout player.
Absolutely, and that comes with no surprise. She's been doing more of the same all year long, and in this very short season thus far. But I can see her to continue to have the success as the year goes on for this team.
Yeah, I'm interested to see her statistics at the end of the season in terms of clean sheets. Still has the opportunity to pick up one here tonight as we have no score on the night here between the BW Lady Yellow Jackets and the Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans. Free kick opportunity, I must say, went to waste there from Amy Lindberg. Deep in the BW's Lady Jackets half, but unable to capitalize. Once again, brilliant goalkeeping by Emily Talmadge as she comes forward to pick that ball up and set her team on the front foot.
And the opportunities for the Lady Spartans are much more coming this than they have been. And still, Emily Talmadge playing great goalie.
As she gobbles another one up easily.
And that's just it for the Lady Yellow Jackets. For as much effort as Talmadge is putting into saving for them, they have to put into getting something on the board and taking the pressure off of everybody at this point.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Emily Talmadge does, is create an environment where everyone wants to strive for excellence. Because, I mean, with your goalkeeper working that hard behind of you want to make sure that you're producing in your areas of the pitch.
Off the top post there.
Yes, there's a shot from Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans hits the crossbar.
And why not? Maybe even a little luck goes Emily Talmadge's way too. It's just that kind of game. She's
Well, soccer is that type of sport also, that when you're playing well, luck seems to be on your side. So, good collaboration there between Emily Talmadge and her crossbar to not allow that that one to go into the back of the net.
You saw Audrey Wolf on the break there. You don't want to see that when you're the Lady Spartans. Almost had a grand opportunity to blow by and have a breakaway to the goal.
And Audrey Wolf is working hard this half, as she exerts a lot of energy chasing the ball, trying to encourage her teammates to do the same and play a very high line.
And I got to say, I like the decision by Reed Ayers, head coach of the Lady Yellow Jackets, to pull her a little early on in the first half to preserve her for this second half, to where now you could clearly see she has a lot of energy and is striving to get that goal, and that first goal with that on the board for the Lady Yellow Jackets team.
Yes, Dre. Audrey looks rejuvenated here in the second half and hungry for goals. And if I was a funnier person by nature, I'd think of a pun here, of a wolf looking for its prey, but I'm not. I'm not comedically inclined.
And that's okay, but you bring up a great point. She is very hungry for that goal, as you can see by her gameplay. It's just been that kind of game where both defenses have done what's necessary to prevent any scores from happening.
Yeah, and if you look at the general body language on the pitch, you see some very frustrated attackers. Some very frustrated attackers and some very content defenders from both sides. As you see Kelly Go and Caddy Tucker here backing up to defend this free kick now at half line. They don't look that worried about what's going on in front of them. Except maybe I think they wish they had a little bit more going forward so they wouldn't have to do as much defending as they have had to do. But I think there's positives to take from the performance thus far, especially in terms of defense.
Absolutely.
Oh, a great ball played in there by Amy Lindberg. But Case Western Reserve unable to take advantage as the players maybe should have been just on their toes a little bit more, expecting a moment of brilliance like that from her.
And after a missed opportunity like that, you would definitely expect to see them be on their toes a little bit more, as you said, because this is a game that when that first goal does happen, it's definitely going to open things up. And it's going to make the teams work just a little bit harder. And ooh, we got
some action there in BW's penalty area, but it's cleared by Kelly Go in the end for a throw into Case Western Reserve. BW finally able to get a comprehensive clearance as Rachel Bender looks to play a ball forward here. And the ball is out of play once again for Case Western throw.
And you can see visibly some of the frustrations out there.
Oh, great tackle by Katie Tugger. But ball once again out of play. But as you were saying, yeah, I think a goal would do a lot for this game because the team that scored, I think with the game being so tight thus far, would be somewhat inclined to sit back a little bit after that, while the other team is encouraged to come on to them,
Absolutely.
which could make for some attacking periods of play. As we have a great goal here by number 21, Mackenzie Best, the senior from Grove City, Ohio, shoots past Emily Talmadge over her. It was a wonderful volley, and that's a goal fit to open any game.
Exceptional goal by number 11,
21.
or 21, excuse me, Mackenzie Best. Just right over the top of the head of Emily Talmadge, and you can't ask her to do everything. And with that, this game is now opened up with a 1-0 lead for the Lady Spartans of Case Western Reserve.
Yeah, and I think with the ball bouncing across the 18-yard box there, what Mackenzie Best thought was that maybe Emily Talmadge was cheating a little off her line, and I mean she took the shot on with vindication, and she reaps the benefits. It's 1-0 here to the Case Western Reserve Lady Titans versus Lady Spartans. I'm sorry, versus the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
And that goes back to
As Kelly Go has a shot here,
Wow.
that would have been an amazing goal. Wow, from about 40 yards out, Kelly Go had a strike. And I've seen her do similar things in the past, honestly, for the past 2 seasons she's been here. She tends to take the deep free kicks, sometimes hits them directly to goal, which is, exceptional skill at this level of the game.
Yeah, and if she sees that opening, expect to see that a lot more now with it being 1-0, and now the Lady Yellow Jackets being the team to have to put the pressure on.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing the fruition of what we just talked about. I think maybe we had jinxed the ball in Wallace Yellow Jackets. But they're now seeing majority of the ball as they get a corner here. Do some good play from Casey Wakeman. And she runs across to take the corner also. Put into the box, a good cross. Oh, but cleared by the Case Western Reserve.
And going back to that last goal and alluding off your point, you said opening up this half, that both defenses were content. I think just a strike like that by number 21 of the Ladies.
Oh, BW have a cross in here. Good save by the goalkeeper of Case Western Reserve, Megan Rommelfanger.
A shot like that by Mackenzie Best is what I was saying is bound to happen, and she got very fortunate. So now we look to see what the Lady Spartans continue to do and how much more the Lady Yellow Jackets will put into this one.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Baldwin Wallace reacts to this. As I think they might think that they were a little bit unlucky, but Case Western Reserve had a few shots on goal prior to scoring that one. So BW just has to see what they can do to get themselves back in the game here.
We're seeing some lackluster play out there.
Yeah, and I think Case Western suffering from a little bit of pressure.
The key right now for the Lady Yellow Jackets is not to get flustered, but to continue to look for the opportunities. You could see that they're slowing down a bit, but what they really need to do is keep up the intensity.
Yeah, I think they need to realize that their advantage is in the fact. Oh, and a good ball across the face of goal there by Lauren Heyman. A wonderful ball. I think just trying to find Joy Trillett, the freshman from Broadview Heights. Yeah, but as I was saying, I think BW needs to realize, as Case Western Reserve makes a substitution here, taking number 21, Mackenzie Best off and bringing on number 8, Meredith Shea. Yeah, but once again, as I was saying, I think BW needs to realize that they will have majority of the attacking play now, and just be patient with it. Wait for the opportunities. Um, get the ball into the box and try to get themselves right back into this game. I don't think it's by any means out of their reach.
And they can't think that way either. As just, like you said, there's plenty of time left in this second half. We got 24 minutes and 53 seconds to go, respectfully, with the Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans up 1-0 over the BW Lady Yellow Jackets in this matchup.
Another long shot attempt by Kelly Go from about 40 yards out again, but it goes wide of the goal. And it's a goal kick to the Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans. Defensive error by Kelly Go leads to a shot, but a save by Emily Talmadge as she picks up where she left off before that shot for the goal.
She said, "Not this time."
Oh, good pass there out of the back for the Case Western Reserve Ladies. Oh, but some good work in the midfield by Joy Trillett. Wins the ball back for BW as they look to go forward here again. Lauren Heyman with the effort, but ball just goes out for Case Western throwing.
And she definitely laid out for that one. Even heard the crowd on that one with their oohs and ahs as she slides onto the track, just out of play.
But all is well that ends well, as she gets up and trickles back. Kelly Go ushers this one out to bring about a goal kick for the BW Lady Yellow Jackets here, which she will take. Good work by Anna Poptic, but she is tackled by Christine Brandel.
Anapoptic looking to put the pressure on.
And it brings about a corner for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
But gets tripped up on that last play. But sets the team up for the corner.
And it's in. Some good attacking play by Amy Lindbergh, cut out by Kelly Go. As Case Western has another throw in.
Yeah, she showed some nice footwork there, working her way into the box, but then Kelly Go said, no, it's not going to be that easy tonight.
Good work by BW's number 17, Katie Kill, as she wins her team a free kick in the middle of the field.
And that's just staying aggressive and being in the position and gets her team a free kick. Good play there by Katie Kill.
18 minutes left here for BW to try to get themselves back in this game. Case Western Reserve make a substitution here. Number 3, Amy Lindbergh exits the field, and Melanie Kukura, number 6, the freshman from Bay Village, Ohio, makes her entrance. Nice play out of the back from Caddy Tucker. There's a throw in the BW and they're attacking third. As BW makes 3 substitutions, having Cheryl Bell, Audrey Wolf, and Rachel Bender come onto the field. And those are 3 very attacking substitutions with some pace and technical skills going forward. So I think it's safe to say that BW is going all out for this goal.
Absolutely, as you see right there, pressuring the goalkeeper for the Lady Spartans is number 11, Rachel Bender, but just couldn't get a foot on it.
as Case Western Reserve make three substitutions themselves here, looking to solidify this lead and win this game.
And we talked about this before the game, that this defense was going to be tough, and a tough matchup at that for the BW Lady Yellow Jackets, led by Lauren Witchman, number 13, on the Lady Spartans team. Just have done a really good job of closing out all the opportunities for the women's Yellow Jackets.
Cheryl Bell looks to break for the BW Yellow Jackets. A little bit of back and forth play as the ball ends up with Emily Talmadge, the BW custodian. Kelly go with the good ball from the back up to Audrey Wolf. Game actually picking up in terms of physicality here late in the second half, as a foul gives Case Western a free kick right in half. Goal kick to the Baldwin Wallace Lady Yellow Jackets. Corner here to the Case Western Lady Spartans. Good cross put into the box there by the Lady Spartans, but the attackers unable to capitalize.
And Lady Yellow Jackets have to be grateful for that. Great cross. Could have set up another goal for the Lady Spartans late in this game.
Yeah, the last thing the Lady Jackets would want tonight is to go 2-0 down. So they need to stay resolute at the back, be confident that their defenders can do the job that they're tasked with, and try to get a goal going forward. Rachel Bender putting on the moves here. Crowd making noise.
Yeah, they're getting really into it. I don't know if they're in favor of the referees or not, but that is not what determines the game. It's the players out on the field.
Anapoptic has dropped back into that deep lying midfielder role that she was playing early on in the first half. Maybe a tactic to just have some surety on defense because I know she's a very well-rounded player. But in my opinion, she should be getting further up the pitch trying to help BW's cause and get this goal.
I agree. She was one of the more aggressive players for the Lady Yellow Jackets this evening. However, as you mentioned before, the last thing they want to do is go down 2-0.
Rachel Bender with it. Ooh. And that was a half chance that she turned into a full one, and she had a left-footed strike. I know she's a right-footed player. She had a decent left-footed strike on goal, but it is saved by Megan Rommelfanger.
As I was saying before, Anapoptic probably dropped back to help the defense and prevent going down 2-0 in this one with 8:52 left to go in this matchup against the Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans.
Not a decent effort carved out by the Lady Spartans there, as one of their players shoot wide of Emily Talmadge's goal, who must be ruined that one chance that went into the goal. As we see a substitution here from BW, they take number 30, Casey Weichman, off and bring on Sarah O'Shaughnessy, the freshman defender from Cincinnati. And an interesting tactic employed here by the Baldwin Wallace Lady Yellow Jackets as they put Kelly Go, their captain and center defender, to play higher up the pitch, seemingly in maybe a pivotal midfield role next to Anapoptic. She's even higher than Anapoptic currently.
And I think with how much...
Oh, and that's a good shot by Rachel Bender that goes slightly wide. Inches, as it may have even possibly brushed the post there.
That was real close, and that would have been the prime opportunity for VW to tie this one up. Unfortunately, it just goes just left of the post.
Yes, but at the same time, it's positive signs, and they will hope that that momentum will help them to get a goal here and at least push the game into extra time. We got some free soccer last night from the men's game. I'm hoping for more of the same here tonight.
And today's Yellow Jackets women's soccer game is being brought to you by the Ohio Education Credit Union. Gain the advantage. The Ohio Education Credit Union offers convenience, trust, and value. Visit our locations in Cleveland, Lyndhurst, Lakewood, and Oberlin, or our website at www.ohioedcu.com. Build your future today.
And with 5 minutes left here in this second half, we see BW's top scorer from last season, Alex Elliott, re-enter the game.
And I think late Coach Ayers will try anything at this point to equalize this game with less than 5 minutes to go in this second half of play.
Well, I mean, her legs are fresh, and we know that she's able to score a lot of goals, so hopefully this tactic works out for the Lady Jackets, the Lady Yellow Jackets. Emily Talmadge picks up the ball here and tries to set her team going forward. Oh, and some good combination by BW. Oh, seems to have set Rachel Bender on her way, but apparently not.
That's just great work by the goalkeeper of the Lady Spartans, getting to that ball when necessary this evening. She too has had a good game, but has been outshined, of course, by Emily Talmadge.
Yeah, the brilliance of Emily Talmadge has really outshined everyone. It's a pity that her team is 1-0 down. BW makes a substitution. Looks like number 28 is out of the game, Megan Masterson. And we have number 8 coming in, Courtney Schutz. And she was BW's leading assist maker of last season, so that combination also may be interesting with the talent of Kelly Go playing a little further up the pitch, along with Courtney Schutz, Alex Elliott, Anna Poptic, and Audrey Wolf. That sounds like some firepower to me. It's a pity that BW hasn't been able to get a goal here tonight as yet, but hopefully one is on the way.
Absolutely, and any of those combinations would do with 1:20 left in this matchup, and the Yellow Jackets, BW Lady Yellow Jackets, still down 1-0.
About a minute here to go at George Finnie Stadium, Tressel Field. BW going all out to get a goal here, playing with 3 defenders at the moment, as they just substituted a defender for a striker. And the Case Western players deemed to have been offside, BW in a hurry to get the ball back into play. Ooh, and it looks like another chance is here in the game as Audrey Wolf breaks and Alex Elliott tries to bring it down for a shot. Ooh, and it's a great save by the goalkeeper there as Rachel Bender tried to get her foot on the ball maybe 3 yards from goal to level this game 10 seconds before time.
And You got to
And it's
imagine.
only a matter of seconds now before Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans announce winners of this game.
You got to imagine that was it. That was their opportunity, and unfortunately, it did not go to Lady Yellow Jackets' way.
Yes, I think that
Wonderful
was the
save
one.
as the Lady Spartans.
Great save. And Megan Rommelfanger may have taken over Emily Talmadge for player of the match with that last save
That
coming
save
at that
alone.
point in time.
It was a game-winning save.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
that was a game-winning save, and I mean by any stretch of the imagination. And I mean she had a solid performance before that.
But with that, we are going to take a quick break, and followed with that is a brief post-game show. You're listening to BW Women's Soccer on bwyellowjackets.com.
We're back here at Tressel Field within the George Finnie Stadium. Your final for tonight's game was the Case Western Reserve University Spartans 1. That's the Case Western Reserve Lady Spartans 1. And the Baldwin Wallace University Lady Yellow Jackets 0. It was a somewhat evenly contested match. I think clear chances for both teams in the first half. Maybe capitalize, maybe Case Western probably capitalized on the most difficult chance of the night, honestly, and it would have taken something of that nature to beat Emily Talmadge the way she was goalkeeping. So a quick reminder, the Yellow Jackets are back in action this Saturday, September 19th, when they travel to Waynesburg, Pennsylvania to take on